And here we are, our refresh roll, our second roll for the lacquered roll that we had this past week. This one, I'm looking more closely at the coins, and the coins are actually nice coins, so this should be a pretty nice reveal. We're going to go ahead and start this one up. The names for this roll were decided last week during the reveal sales. Got into the original 1947S roll that we were doing for this and found that all the coins had been lacquered. All of them had clear coat put onto them to evidently to protect the red of the coin, but the problem with that is you're also killing the surface of the coin when you're doing that. And so instead of giving faulty coins out in a reveal, I stopped the reveal and came back with a new roll. This is a different roll, and these coins look nice. Okay, there's a Sans Serif 1947S for coin number 1, Rithi Yorth. Nothing there, obverse or reverse. Number 2 now, Mr. Pintoff, Rubber Pintoff. Another Sans Serif 1947S. This one's a woody. It's a nice woody. A lot of striping on the planchet. Obverse and reverse. That's a pretty one. Let me get that back where it belongs. There we go. Coin number 3 now. Coin number 3, go to Parviz. And Parviz has, it's another 47S. Sans Serif mint mark. Sans Serif, the French word for without. Sans. Meaning that the S has no serifs. It's all we've run into so far on this roller, Sans Serif mint marks. 1947 was the last year that the United States minted Lincoln cents out of salvaged brass from World War II. All they had to do was mix more copper back with it and mix some tin into it, and they ended up with French bronze again. The issue for this particular year, for this particular year group of coins, is that they turn color differently from the later and earlier, other than the 44 through 46. But 1944 through 1947 were the years of the shell-case bronze. And the shell-case bronze coins tend to turn more orange and have more instances of woody than in the other years that are not within that range because of the sulfur and other, we're going to say, impurities that came in the brass shells that they melted down and used for the ingots from which they made the strips that they cut the blanks that they made the coins with. This one is very toned on the reverse. Tells me that's probably a roll ender. So it's probably the end of the original roll from which this was dumped into a tube. Now for Malcolm. Malcolm. Another woody. Reverse normal. Number 7 now, Mike Birchman. All of the coins opened so far in this roll have been pretty nice looking sans serif mint mark, 1947S. Here's one for Eric. Eric up next. Nice, relatively bright, but normal. It looks like that one's got a double die clash. At least a double die clash. Very bright, but normal. 1947S. Now number 9. Frank. Frank pops up when we start talking about Woody coins. Frank likes his Woody coins. Spécialité du jour. Pour Frank. Right? His specialty of the day is grilled 1947S Woody. And poor Frank doesn't have a pony in this show. That one was for Mike. Let's take a look now at coin number 11 for Rid the Earth. Number 12 now, Ant 2242. Yeah, another 47S sans serif. You guys will probably notice that there appears to be some extra thickness in Liberty. That is common to all 1947 Lincoln cents, or most of them anyway. I believe it is a master die issue. But on at least most 1947 D and S Lincoln cents, and I'm sure a lot of the plain Lincoln cents as well from 1947, the word Liberty is thicker than you would expect. Yes, it is a doubled die. No, it is not a doubled working die. It is a doubled master die, which is, well, it's bad for value because when you double a master die, at least half, possibly even nearly all coins minted in that particular issue are going to have the same doubling on them. You love my clock ticking. Where is the coin? There we go. Sometimes I get lost. That clock is a Steelers clock. So, all of you non-Steelers fans, when you're hearing my clock, you can think about the Steelers counting down the days until the next football season starts and they have their next opportunity at a Super Bowl ring. Perhaps. Never know. Of course, with Big Ben off the field, you never know what's going to happen with the poor Steelers. The smooth sounds of the master DJ. All right. Well, I appreciate that, Tim. Got nothing special on this one. It's a nice and clean coin. I like these coins. These coins are in good shape. And for the most part, they're nice and clean. Some of them have a little streak of metal in them like that. That would be just a natural part of striking the coins. It's not anything added to the coin. It's not damage or anything to that effect. It just happens to be part of the metal of the coin. Turned colors differently over the years than the rest of the coin did. Just like that. All right, well, since 1947S is not one of the dates that we really look for double die reverses, we've been through 16 coins on the reverse and haven't found anything yet. Just for the sake of the show, we're going to stop looking at the reverses on these and just go to the obverses. Now, this one's for Kelly Ray. Still looking for a double die or a repunchment mark in this roll. Haven't found anything yet. Haven't found anything yet. Hello, Ted. We're talking about 1947S master die doubling. We're talking about woody coins. We're talking about the possibility of finding RPMs and double dies and how the streaking on some of these coins, because they're woodies, is downright pretty. Explaining what causes it. I just said I'm done with reverses. That's a hit on the reverse there. So, no more. No more reverses. There we go for Paul Hampton. Next coin to Paul Hampton, and it is, well, it's a woody. It's got a lot of streaking on it. A lot of really nice looking streaking on it. But it is not a die variety. About number 20 now, number 24, Shannon. Another nice woody. Got streaks running all the way across a coin. Now these woodies, they can come in any direction because the direction that the billet was moving when they were mixing the metal, that gauges where the lines are going to be on the finished coins, but that billet is rolled out into a sheet of the proper thickness, and then that sheet is run through what's known as a blanking press, and the blanking press actually punches out the planchets. Now those planchets will fall into a bin that will be upset so that they raise the rims on the edges to make a planchet for minting coins, but then they go into little tube feeders. This is not normal. There's some extra thickness going on in and around the mint mark and the date on this one. I'm not really sure exactly what's going on with it. The it's like that separation on the top of the inside of the 4 and on the very top of the 4 and on the very top of the 9 and inside the S. That's machine doubling. So I guess this is a very well struck coin with machine doubling. Let me see if I can find anything else on here that'll help lead me in to what it is. And that looks like that's what it is, because there's nothing other than the date, and it does involve the mint mark. So given that it's the date and the mint mark, it's going to be machine doubling because, well, the doubling did not occur at the same time that the mint mark was punched into the die, so your doubling is going to be unrelated from the mint mark. Hello, Kelly Ray. Let's see, what do I have here? I was talking about something. Oh, yeah, the stripes. The stripes that you see on Woodies can run in any direction. And the reason for that is because, well, the finished planchets have gone, they've flipped, they've turned, they've gone every different direction before they get loaded into the little spring-loaded injectors that they place the planchets into the minting press. And it's fed kind of like, sort of kind of like, you know how at Sonic when they have the little change machine that they press the button and it spits out a coin? That's kind of what ejects the coins into the press to be minted. The planchets minted into coins anyhow. And the direction the planchet happens to be facing when it's minted is the direction that the stripes will go in. It'll be up and down, diagonal, side to side, whatever. And there's no way to predict that. See, these go straight up and down. Straight up and down. Well, now they'll be straight up and down on the other side too because, well, it's two sides of the same piece of metal. But the very next coin minted could have been totally side to side. And the reason for that? Because the metal was all facing the same direction when they were blanked out, but by the time you get to the press, they've been jostled, jiggled, and shuffled so many times, rolling around in bins and whatnot. There's just no way they're going to have the same alignment when they're minted as they did when they were cut. It's probably easier or better explanation for it. Now you got video, Kelly, don't you? You might see a black square on the left side, but you should be able to still see everything else. Here's Malcolm. If your video is frozen, you might want to refresh your browser, reload the screen. That'll get your chat to reload for you. It's black screen everywhere. Now just refresh. Just go out and reload everything. Come back in. Because it appears as though your video may have given you an issue. How do you say that without it being a military vulgar term? Because we used to call it Tango uniform. It's akin to a fish. When a fish dies, it goes belly up. Tango uniform is something else up. We'll say mammary glands up. I can say mammary glands because that's a very common used term in this household. You have to remember, my wife shoots boobs for a living, so it's a very common term used around here. I go into her office to tell her she needs to take a break with our dog or whatever, and I go into the office and she's in there looking at basically what amount to x-rays of women's chests. And not a whole lot impressive about it, but it is kind of neat that they can shoot a picture of the inside like that and go look around for issues. Let people know they have issues that need to be dealt with. Deanne. Saves a lot of lives, I can tell you that for sure. Nice clean coin there. Beautiful. Some of these coins are high grade, high quality. Nice coins. Some of them are far lower quality. Now, see, my wife says that her patients, hey, there's actually one that is not a sans serif mint mark. It's the first one we run into in this roll that is not a sans serif mint mark. That is a regular serif mint mark. You can see on the top, it has a little triangle serif at the end of the S. So this one's a different die from those we've seen so far. My wife says that her patients have given a lot of accolades to her for making it a pleasurable experience. So I don't know, perhaps you may need to come have my wife shoot your next images. Int 2242. Next coin up. Back to the sans serif. Sans serif without serif has scratches across the face. That's from a counting machine. It's from the wheel of a counting machine running over the top of the coin. Yeah, Tam has gotten a lot of praise over the years, a lot of letters about her method. She teaches other people how to do that method, and it seems to reduce the amount of discomfort in the procedure. That's pretty cool. Otis was at one point involved in the supply process of making coins. Still got nothing. 35 coins in, and we're not showing any die varieties. There's one for Paul Hampton. But at least nice quality coins are going out the door. Oops. Coin number 37 now, Jeff Dunn. There's been a long-standing joke that she's not allowed to take me to work for Spouse Work Partner Day. Well, darn, right? She said the rooms they work in, I wouldn't want to be in there anyway because they're about the size of a closet, usually. A very late die state there. Reverse to match. Very late die state, 1947S. She said, yeah, I get claustrophobic in there, especially with deadlift wheelchair patients that you have to basically pick up to do their exam. She said, it's not all Barbie dolls. In fact, there's fewer Barbie dolls than there are the opposite end of that spectrum because, well, mammograms like prostate exams are kind of later life type things. Not generally something very young people get. Yes, nothing glamorous about it. I do realize that. Been around it for a long time now. There's another one then. Wow, that die is so worn out, the last digit and the date's about gone. very worn out die. There's one for Deanne. Coin number 42 coming up. Coin number 42 now for Jeff Dunn. Well, I appreciate you guys coming and hanging out with me this evening. Scratch on that coin. This is the last of the reveals for this week. We'll have an auction tomorrow evening. Will be a relatively short auction. A few singles. Just some nice stuff. And then Monday evening, we'll be doing our next reveal sale. If I'm going to do any reveals. I think I will be doing a couple of reveals next week, but it's going to be a curtailed list because I'll be gone a decent share of the week. So we'll get that a shot. And then Tuesday will also be another auction. Regular Tuesday night auction. And I think this coming Tuesday I'm going to do the mystery lots again. $45. Coin number 45 goes to Paul Hampton. And nothing there. What else can beat that? Pasta sauce. I want to know your favorite pasta sauce. If you found pasta sauce that's really good in the store, what brand do you get? What flavor do you get? We're looking for something that can be a regular staple for us when we're too lazy or too busy to cook a regular meal. We'll just throw some pasta sauce in a pan with some hamburger and have a quick meal. So the meat Prego. The meat Prego is the best, huh? Okay, we've tried Bertolli. We've tried a few others. We never can seem to remember when we go back to the store that, yes, this one or that one or this one is the one that we wanted to get. You hunt for roasted garlic. Yeah, I don't really have a problem with actually roasting garlic to put in my own sauce. But, well, the wife likes it to be a little more automatic. So that's machine doubling right there. You can always tell you got machine doubling. Anything before 1990, anything before 1990 that shows doubling in the date and on the mint mark that are related to one another, you definitely have machine doubling. So coming from a guy who's worked in many restaurants in Western New York, he says the Prego meat sauce, the meat Prego, is the best. Cool, thanks, Coin Dragon. I have to search that out. It's probably one that's going to be over $10 now. Another nice woody. This one going across the grain. Side to side. Pretty coin. I'm going to try to get my numbers done tonight. I've got taxes to take care of. I'm going to try to get my numbers done tonight so we can go out and take a hike tomorrow. Should be a nice day tomorrow. And then tomorrow evening I'll be ready for the auction. It'll be a relatively short auction. There won't be much to it, but it'll be there nonetheless. And this is the last coin of the roll. This one goes to Deanne. And other than it being a pretty nice woody, we've got nothing else going on here. So that's it for that. I do appreciate it, folks. I appreciate you guys showing up. I appreciate all the support that you've given this channel now and through the ages. This is the makeup for number 374. These are in the flip inserts for number 374, even though the reveal was entitled 384. I don't want this to be confusing to Eric, so I'm letting him know that now in the broadcast. There are no varieties in this that I saw. And that's all we've got. I appreciate it, folks. Thank you very much. Thank you for showing up, and I will see you guys tomorrow evening during the auction, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. I'll see you there, and have a good one.